Hello, this is Ron coming to you today from my usual field here. We're going to be flying the Hubsan Zino. We've done the latest firmware updates, the flight controller, the 1.51, and I don't remember the gimbal and the camera numbers, but we'll put them in the show notes below, so you know we got you covered. And today we're just going to do a general flight to see how she performs with a new flight controller. We want to, of course, watch for the Hubsan drop. We want to watch the crabbing, see if she flies straight, see if she hovers well. And we're not going to do a range return to home test. That's already been proven that it works again. But we may focus in on how it orbits. A friend of mine at my co-host at Zino Nation, Marcus Crawford, had a little trouble getting the orbiting feature to work on a recent video of his. I'll try to link that video below. So I'm going to give it a little try and see if I have better luck than he did. So I'm going to give my usual shout outs here. We're going to shout out, I mentioned Marcus already, Marcus Crawford from Idaho Quadcopter and Zino Nation. Live show on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to shout out Bill Thomas at Drone Therapy, who goes live every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm a sort of regular on that show, so you'll see me there. I want to shout out Bill the Drone Reviewers Tuesday night show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I go on and on, but and I don't want to forget my friend Sean Matthews over at the Spanish Drone Seekers. His live show is on hiatus for the summer, but he still posts on the Drone Seekers channel. And to all the drone seekers all around the world, I want to shout you guys out. So let's get to the video. All right, I have the Zino. It's calibrated. After you do a firmware update, it's important to do all your calibrations. I did the compass, the level calibration, and the gimbal calibration. I think that covers it. So I got everything recalibrated after doing all the firmware updates. So we've got 13 GPS satellites locked in. So we're going to take off and see how she hovers. So stay tuned. All right, I mean, she, dropped went up and dropped a little bit, but it's no real Hubsan drop. It's, as you can see, it's holding real good right there. Hands off the sticks or whatever. It's kind of locked in, so let's give it a little, kind of like a little flight test here. I'm going to do a screen recording. Okay, we're starting this off by just taking the Zino up, just doing some general flying around the field to see how the new flight controller works. And shortly into the flight, at not that great of a range, I had a disconnect, and it was at my usual field, a spot that I've flown at many times before with the Zino. I never had lost, connection before. So I'm not sure if it had anything to do with the new firmware, or maybe it was just something in this location that was causing it. I know there was some rumors of connection issues with this new firmware, but you'll see this coming up shortly. You'll see the screen at the top in the PIP box there. It'll say what's it say? Disconnect is coming up any second now. Again, I'm not really that far away at this point. You can read the numbers on the screen there, like it's not even 500 feet. And there it is, aircraft disconnected. So immediately it turns to face me and starts to come back home again, you know, which is good. And then almost as soon as it turns around, it's in GPS hold mode again. So you know, again, that was flawless. You know, there was never any chance of it getting away from me. So I'm kind of figuring out what's going on here, trying to, you know, come to a conclusion of what caused it. And, you know, right now it's in like return to home mode, as you can see on the screen recording there. So it's starting to go up now. It's, you know, to my designated height and coming back to me. I'm down there by that bleacher, way down at the end of that soccer field there, or lacrosse field, depending on what season is. So I don't let it get all the way back to me, and I stop the return to home. So there it is. It's propped in the screen. It's confirming that I really want to cancel return to home. So now I'm thinking, well, let me take it back to that same spot again and see if I can create the disconnect again. So here we go. We're turning it around. You know, the camera's looking pretty good there. The camera really looks good on the Hubsan now when you have like the sun at the back of the Hubsan camera. So here we're heading out to the same neck of the woods here as we were before. I sort of a little bit to the left this time, but okay, we're out almost 500 feet. There we are, a little bit over 500 feet, and we're still doing good. Oh, there we go, disconnect again at about the same range, but we're a little bit to the left. So yeah, we're still disconnected, and there, without going into return home, it got its GPS hold back again. And again, this is unusual for the Zino because I was able to fly to the same exact spot many times before and not have it, you know, not have it disconnect. So something changed here, whether it's the firmware or some kind of interference around or on the field. I cannot come to a conclusion on that, but you can see how good the camera looks. What I was impressed by was the way it flew. The crabbing issue, where it pulls to the left and right depending on what the update was, pretty much seems to be gone now. It flew straighter than I've ever seen it before. I'm not going to say it was 100%, but I'll say it was in the high 90s. So I'm going to try to fly to other parts of the field here to see if I can recreate that disconnect issue that I had flying east. I was flying southeast before, so now I'm just kind of flying randomly all over the place. And here we're kind of getting back to the area where we had to disconnect again. It was a little bit to the left of the tennis courts. So I'm kind of all over the field, every place but the disconnect area. I'm not having any disconnect problems. Even kind of when I flew over my head, I didn't have any disconnect issues. We go to like the other end of the field. We go over here near the Dunkin' Donuts. So as you can see, she's flying real well. The gimbal's working good. You know, very stable video. The colors look very vibrant. I bump up the sharpness a little bit in the camera settings, and I think it, you know, it really makes a difference, or makes a slight difference anyways. It really makes a difference. It's too much exaggeration, but it makes a slight difference to bump up the sharpness. So I would try knocking up the sharpness a little bit in the camera settings. So as we continue around the field here, she does not lose a connection anymore. And here we're even flying, we're kind of into the sun, and the video still looks good. So this, the camera upgrade they did this time not only fixed the not returning home on distance issue, but I really think the camera's even better than ever, and it's been pretty good for the last couple of firmware camera upgrades, but this one's even better. You know, not a big difference better, but it is better on this this latest upgrade. So okay, here I'm kind of bringing it a little bit low, kind of flying low and fast. Again, it's a great thing that the crabbing issue is pretty much a thing of the past also. I don't notice descending as I'm accelerating forward, which used to be an issue, but that was more of an issue when you flew very low to the ground. And that's why I'm trying to lower it here to see if I have any downward pitch when I'm accelerating forward very quickly, and I'm not really having an issue. I mean, as you can see, I'm spinning around pretty good here, and she's not losing altitude. So now I'm kind of heading down here, kind of to the area where I had to disconnect before. And I didn't go quite as far this time, but I'm having no issues here over the baseball field. So there I am down below, flying right over my head, no disconnects or anything. So right now I'm very happy with the performance of the Zino on its update outside of that disconnect issue, which only happened in one particular part of the field. So we're going to try to test this further and see what the root of the problem was there. So okay, I'm bringing it down now. I think this is a manual landing, but okay. Hope you enjoyed this part of the video. All right, Ron back here. We're going to do a return home, and you remember where it took off. We'll see how accurate it is. Okay, I'm going to hit the return home button now. Okay, it's actually rising now to my designated return to home height, which I don't remember what that is, but it's pretty high enough to go over, you know, tall trees and so on, buildings. It's way up there. So the suspense is on now. Let's see how this puppy does on the new firmware on return to home accuracy. I should have threw like a hat down there or something like that, but you basically remember where it was. We'll line the video up. Here she comes, coming down now. You can probably hear her coming down fast and slowing down. Looking pretty good. I don't know if she's going to hit the blacktop or not. Come on, baby, don't cut any grass. Hit that blacktop. Now she's going to be off. Well, we mowed a little grass there, so I'm going to say she's, you know, a foot or two off. So, about the same as it was before. So, now we're going to get into the orbiting mode here. So, stay tuned. Okay, in this part of the video, I want to demonstrate how to use the orbit feature of the drone. My good friend Marcus Crawford had a little trouble using the orbiting feature in one of his recent videos. Okay, here you can set the transmitter as the point of interest, or you could set the aircraft's current location as the point of interest. So you have the choice here. I chose the transmitter as the point of interest here, as you can see, and it's going to fly a 17-meter radius, which is changeable. Okay, we start the flight here. Again, the point of interest is my the transmitter, and here's the radius and the altitude, and the button to execute immediately, or you can change those settings. I just made it 19 here. So these are you can configure these to your liking here. I just kind of went with the standard here because I was, you know, I didn't want to go too wide of an orbit here. So, okay, here's the video from the little Zino. Put a little graphic up there. So it's starting to orbit around the transmitter here. This is my local field where I did the most of this video here, and it's working good. I think Marcus' issue was that he had the drone, the Zino, too far away from him when he attempted to start the orbiting feature, where I had it basically, right above me, a few meters away when I started. So I had no such issues. So it's doing real well here. Of course, since I'm standing here holding the transmitter, it's orbiting me perfectly. Very stable. So it's feature works really well. Here's the screen recording from the drone itself. Of course, you can see the height and the altitude and the speed it's moving and so on. We got plenty of satellites here. Got a good GPS lock. So this obviously is the most scenic location, my ball field, where long time practice field for me. Grass is nice and green. There's some colors over the tennis courts and the baseball diamonds. Now here's some more of the configurability of it. I upped the speed a little bit here to have it orbit a little faster. I put it all the way up so it gains some speed, which again, that's a very nice feature that you can control. The everything, the altitude and the speed. So not a whole lot to say here. It's just orbiting around real nice. I will probably cut this here and go with a little music. Okay, the next feature we're going to try out is the line fly feature, which Marcus had also mentioned to me, and I said that I hadn't tested this out since I first got the Zino, and I didn't think it was working that good, back in the winter, but we got it working pretty good here today too. So as you can see, the screen recording, I'm selecting. I'm looking at some of the advanced features here, but I'll get the line fly in a second here. There we go, line fly mode. So you can see the angle, the distance, and the speed are all configurable. So we're changing a few settings here. We're making it fly a little faster. There we go. So you can see on the map here, where I'm at and where it's going to fly to at the starting point. You can see it started its line fly over towards the tennis courts. And it's already stopped. So we're going to do another one, and we're going to fly past this ball field here down to the towards the football field. So we said we're going to set the distance, go a little bit further this time. That was a short one at first, and we're going to up the speed here, so we're not taking too slow of a cruise. So, all right. So we're getting ready to start here. There we go, line fly started. So it goes, we're moving much faster this time. You see the map there. See the home point. Alright, so we're going to try one more. Try to change the angle here. There we go. So you see where it's gonna fly to the that red dot there, down by the tennis courts. And you know, I have to say this isn't the world's most exciting feature, but I guess somebody could find a good use for it. Actually, I think it'd be easier just to fly it manually there than use this line fly. But again, it's got to be a way to use it. So anyhow, I'm just going to fly manually here. Bring it back to me again. I'm doing this myself now. The line flies over again. Not the world's most exciting feature, but I'm probably not using it in a way that I was intended to use. So, but overall, I have to say that I really like the 1.151 update. Brings a lot of good features. It seems to get rid of the the issue where it doesn't fly straight to crabbing, as they called it. It seems to resolve the not returning to home on distance, maximum distance, and the Hubsan drop has seemed improved, and the cameras still seems real solid. So overall, it was a great update. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.